What up, YouTube? It is your boy, All About The Sneakerz, back with another unboxing and review video for you guys. Now today, as you can tell from the thumbnail as well as the title of the video, that is correct, guys. We're unboxing the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement, better known as Paris Olympics. This is my favorite Air Jordan silhouette of all time, the Air Jordan 4. Although there are a few others that have climbed up high on my list, I think this one still holds it down. The Air Jordan 4, man, the first Air Jordan that I've ever seen in life. That started the whole craze for me back in 1989. This would turn me into a sneakerhead. Although I couldn't get those pairs back then, now I am head over heels trying to cop as many colorways as I can cop. Thankful that Nike has brought back a lot of these old school releases, as well as some of the other manufacturers, brands, etc. You get the point. Just the whole 80s and 90s vibes. Thank you a lot, man. 70s, 60s, all of that good stuff, man. Even though that was before my time, it is highly appreciated. But anyways, enough rambling on that. As you guys know, the Olympics are currently going on, which only occur every 4 years. This year they are in Paris, so Jordan brand Nike is paying homage to Paris in a representation of their streets, I guess, per se. And that's how they came up with the name Wet Cement. I mean, hey, it is what it is, but I gotta say, this is a fire pair of Air Jordan 4s, and I'm glad to have this one in the collection. Now, unexpectedly, this sold out fairly quick, pretty much on all retail sites, man. Starting out on SNKRS, it seemed like pairs were just sitting the first 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then boom, out of the blue, everything just started disappearing. That also happened on Finish Line, Hibbett, Foot Locker, Champs, you name it, Snipes, all of that good stuff, man. They were just gone, and I don't think people expected it, so I feel like this is one of those releases that you really want to try and capitalize on now, because it will likely shoot up down the line. Now, this pair has been high on my radar since images first surfaced. People are comparing it to the Cause Air Jordan 4, which was a collab with the company Cause. In my opinion, I say this kind of stands alone on its own. Yeah, maybe it is comparable because it has gray on it, but other than that, this sneaker has materials and things that can kind of hold its own, in my opinion, and I think it's very dope. I just think this one is very sleek, and I love the materials on it. The cracked leather, the suede, the Nubuck, all of that good stuff, and the hues of gray gives me cool gray vibes. Air Jordan 11 cool gray, and they just mesh together very well, in my opinion. However, guys, if you're new to the channel, or if you're not, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and share button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on future release videos. Now, before we go any further, as you guys can see the sneaker right here on SNKRS app, down below it shows that it is sold out. I'm just saying, guys, the Air Jordan 4 oxidized green sat, the Air Jordan 4 olive sat. I want to say even the Air Jordan 4 sulfur women's sat for a little bit, maybe not in men's sizes, but a lot of sneakers are sitting, and it's kind of ironic that this one sold out. Not to me, because it is dope, and I kind of had a feeling it would sell out, but just the fact that some sneakers are sitting, you kind of don't know what's really gonna happen, especially this day and age. But for this one to sell out, crazy. But I did want to go over the sneaker story with you guys, so bear with me just one moment. And it goes: this Wet Cement edition of the Air Jordan 4 draws inspiration from the cobblestone streets of Paris, evoking their rustic yet sophisticated aesthetic. A mix of Nubuck leather and suede gives these gray hues some texture and dimension, making this monochromatic shoe fit for any rue or avenue. So again, there you have it, guys, representing the streets of Paris for the Olympics. I think it is very dope, all the way down to the texture on the box feeling like cement, which we'll go over shortly, but I'm sure you guys have seen tons of reviews. However, you don't have that up close and in person All About The Sneakerz review just yet, so I really appreciate you guys tuning in and bearing with your boy on this one. It is greatly appreciated. However, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, guys, as you can see, we secured the bag here at Foot Locker. Big ups Foot Locker for the W on this one. I greatly appreciate it. Now, I can't just give Foot Locker all the credit because I was able to double up on this sneaker, thankfully. Had to have a double up on this one. So I want to give City Gear a big thank you as well for the W. I actually copped it there first, so hey, big up City Gear. But I'm going to go ahead and use my Foot Locker pair for presentation. All right, guys, and as you can see here, we have the box, that cement box all over. Very, very nice. Definitely a different cement than what we typically see on boxes. And as I rub across the box, you guys can hear That texture there is really like cement. It feels rough. It's like sandpaper. It's gritty. Very cool touch to the presentation. Very dope in my opinion. Good job, Nike or Jordan Brand, whatever you want to call it. However, on the top of the lid, we do get a glossy Jumpman with flight text and gloss as well. And this is translucent, so I'll move it around. Maybe it's a little hard to see. Yep, there we have it, guys, if you can see it. I think that is a nice touch as well, because just looking at the box in general, you're not gonna really see that. It just looks like a brick. Pause. This looks like a block of cement. However, on one side of the box, we have our size sticker. And the size sticker reads Air Jordan 4 Retro SE. SE standing for Special Edition. The colorway is smoke gray, iron gray. This is a men's size 10, personal size for me in the Air Jordan, and the suggested retail price is $225 US. Now, I would flip out and be like, $225 US, what the heck? But I mean, they did label it SE. We know what comes with that. Premium materials, not necessarily a collab here, but it is a representation of the Olympics and Paris and all of that good stuff. So of course, again, special edition, you're gonna pay a little bit more for that. I mean, take it or leave it. These things shoot up down the line. You'd be glad that you got them for $225 when they shoot up to what, $325, $425 maybe? I don't know. We'll see. However, let's see what we have under the lid. All right, guys, flipping the lid up on this one, as you can see underneath, we get that cement as well, just all inside the box. Very, very dope. And let me get my receipt out of the way. Flipping the tissue paper up, as you can see, we get our standard speckled cement tissue paper. And here we have one of the shoes in hand. As you can see, it is individually wrapped in this white tissue paper. It's actually a little off-white, kind of has sort of a brownish gray hint to it, just for legit checking purposes. Now, I don't see a lot number in the box, but there is a green sticker. So again, for legit checking purposes, there is a green sticker on this one, guys. Make sure you have that in your box. IJS. And there we have it, guys, the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement, better known as Paris Olympics. Very, very clean sneaker in my opinion. So glad to have this one in the collection. Hey, look, man, I'm not gonna even cap. This sneaker is crazy fire. Crazy fire. Me being an Air Jordan 4 fan, me loving the color gray. Hey, man, this one is my cup of tea. Dopeness. I can't even stress it enough. If you haven't seen this one in person, you really need to get your hands on it and get a close glance at this one. Maybe even a far glance is enough. However, let's go ahead and go over it in depth here, starting with our outsole. As you can see, we get this very dark smoke gray outsole and rubber in sort of a matte finish. Here on our midsole, we get a slightly different hue of gray, which is still dark as well, but it is more in a gloss finish. Not a high gloss, but just enough to give it a bit of shine that we get here. Clean in my opinion. Now, it does appear that we get a little bit of white inside of our air bubble, which I figured that would have been gray. Maybe it is, but it looks white to me. Very clean. Going across our mudguard toe cap area, we do get this suede that is sort of that cracked leather, like people are comparing to the toe page, but I believe it really is a suede material. It feels like suede. It has that texture, but it does have that cracked leather feel, almost as if it was wet, dried, and then somehow cracked up like Harlem in the 80s. I mean, like sneaker cracked leather. You get my point. But I do love that cracked leather. That is what made me want the taupe haze back when it released. One of my grails, one of my favorites. So yeah, we get it again here. Very dope. Moving a little more up to the upper here, we do get this Nubuck in gray. Very nice. A smooth feel to the touch going all around our toe box as well. Clean, clean, clean. On up to our eye stay area. We do have the removal of the netting cage here, and it is also in that Nubuck material. Has sort of a grid-like print to it that gives it that netting look, but it is more embossed. I used to really not be big on when they remove the netting, but for some reason on this one, I like it a lot. Now I know some people have said this is kind of comparable to the Craft, Photon Dust, as well as the Olive, because they removed the netting cage on both of those. And I mean, they're right, but I think that was more suede material on there, so it looked a little bit different. Here it is more almost like cookie cutter, just perfection. But I'm sure this 4K view is helping out a lot as well up close and in person. However, guys, here we get a plastic wing, and it has sort of a scratch cement sort of print on it. Not speckle paint per se, but it really does give it a cement look, but it does feel like the typical plastic that we get. That also extends up to the eye stay here, as well as we get on this one also. That Nubuck also extends up to our collar. Then we get a very light smoke gray here on our sock liner in a nice suede material, which we'll go over here in a bit. And I think I may have missed this part of the midsole as well, but it is that glossy look, just like we get on this portion. I did want to point that out. However, guys, other than that, that pretty much wraps it up for the lateral side of the shoe. Moving along. And taking a look at the medial side of the shoe, we get a very similar look as we got on the lateral side. Moving along. Taking a look at the shoe from the top down, you can see that dark smoke gray going around our outsole. Same dark smoke gray complexion we get here going around our toe cap in that cracked leather suede material. Very nice. Light smoke gray here on our Nubuck. Very nice. Just a good contrast contrast in general. We also get more of that Nubuck going up our tongue in that grid-like pattern with the removal of the netting cage, but it still appears to be there because of the grid. And we get these even more light smoke gray laces in place. No additional laces with this one, unfortunately, but I think these are a dope touch, giving me elephant sort of color vibes on this one. Then on up to the top of the tongue here, instead of having a tag, we get this debossed look with the Air Jordan Jumpman logo, flight as well, and then we get that square going around it to give it the look of the tag, but it is all debossed in the tongue. Very clean in my opinion. As you can see, the hue is a little bit darker than we get on the actual tongue, making it visible. Hey man, this is that premium touch. Now we also get this tag here stuffed inside the shoe, and we have seen this on some other pairs in the past, but it reads, please note, due to the nature of the Nubuck leather material characteristic, scratches on uppers should be expected. So instead of people complaining to Nike saying, oh man, my sneakers are scratched up, I want to return these, you know, hey, they're just letting you know it is expected because of the nature of the material. Now I must say my pair is pretty much superb. I don't see any defects, not a lot of glue stains, no scratches, any of that stuff. But if you happen to see that on your pair, it's unfortunate. Maybe the way it was handled, placed in a box, who knows, it is likely to occur, and they're just letting you know that. However, that pretty much wraps it up from the top down. Moving along, going to the rear of the sneakers, you can see that dark smoke gray on our outsole and midsole, light smoke gray Nubuck going up the back, and right there on our back tab, as you can see, we got the Air Jordan Jumpman logo embossed on there, and it really gives it a cement look. It appears as if this is just like stone, a stone wall or something like that. We also get that on the waffle here going up to our Achilles area, just like what we get on these waffles, and the wing, very clean. Hey, definitely a dope look from the rear on this one, pause, but you get my point, very clean. However, that pretty much wraps it up from the rear of the sneaker. Moving along. All right, and on to the interior. Again, we have that light smoke gray on our sock liner in a very nice suede material. This is the first time I've ever seen this sort of suede on any of my Air Jordans on the interior. I'm blown away. I felt that suede and I was like, what the heck, man, this is crazy. Crazy materials on this sneaker. I'm not gonna even cap, guys. If you haven't seen this one in person, again, you definitely gotta check it out. That sock liner is insane. But anyways, really good feel to the touch. We also get that on the back of our tongue. Tough to see inside of there, but we also get a tag with the Air Jordan upside down in that dark smoke gray with light gray text. Very clean. We also get a light smoke gray insole with the dark smoke gray Jumpman logo painted on, as well as we get our size sticker on the insole and our size tag on the side wall. We also have tissue paper stuffed inside, but that pretty much wraps it up for the interior. Moving along. All right guys, last but not least, onto the outsole, we get all dark smoke gray all over the outsole, just clean in my opinion. This will not get as dirty. We also get a light smoke gray Jumpman, and let's turn them the right way, very clean. But again, just a dope outsole. It matches with the rest of the sneaker, as you can clearly tell. Just dope in general, man. I love this shoe. But that pretty much wraps it up for the outsole. Moving along. All right guys, and once again, you just saw right here on All About the Sneakerz, the Air Jordan 4 Wet Cement, better known as Paris Olympics. A very, very clean pair in my opinion. So glad to have this one in the collection. Now I think I did enough hyping this sneaker up, and that is not my intentions. I don't try to hype sneakers up. What I do is just bring this to you guys with my honest take on the sneaker. And most of the sneakers I bring to the channel, I like. They're in my collection, they're mine. However guys, keep your eyes peeled for maybe potential restocks. I don't know, but I'm sure not all pairs are gone. Maybe you can check your retail stores in store and you might find some. All I can say is good luck on this one, guys. I think it was limited, as there were maybe 70 some odd thousand pairs. Just from what I heard through the grapevine, I'm not an expert on stock numbers, but fingers crossed you guys can get these at retail or under. But yeah, man, just my take on it. However guys, if you're new to the channel, or if you're not, make sure you smash that like, subscribe, and share button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on future release videos. Now I do want to thank you guys as always for tuning in and rocking with your boy. As you know, I rock with you guys 1000%. However, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode. Until the next episode, keep keeping it all about the sneakers. Once again, it is your boy, All About the Sneakers, signing off. Until the next episode, I will catch you guys later. Salute, I'm out.